Welcome to the Royal Read. So glad you decided to come by and see what I am reading on today. But before we get to the read, let me remind you, if you like my content, give me a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and the most important thing is to do is subscribe, because we are growing and I am really, really happy about that. And I am so loving all the comments that people are leaving me, the encouragement, and also the tips on how to grow my channel. And if you have any more tips about me, how I can grow my channel, please put them in the comments, because I'm listening. I use my ears, not just for earrings. I listen. So please do that. And if you have subscribed, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate your support, and we are going to do this thing together. And I'm excited about it. I can't wait until I get to the point where I can have a live. Oh, I'm not going to be able to contain myself. All right, then, let's get to the read. Well, I must say, I have really, really had to do some meditation today to keep myself calm. I have really had to do some confirmations, positive confirmations. I have really have had to do uh, a lot of things just to keep myself from really getting angry. Because if you look at my thumbnail, you'll know why I am angry. Because every time Harry and Meghan is inside minding their business, nobody else's business, their business, they pull this old rabbit out the hat. And what rabbit, you ask? This rabbit, this one. I wake up to this. Every time that Harry and Meghan is out of sight, doing their thing, enjoying I guess working on their projects. I would think that's what they're doing, because they are busy people. And the UK doesn't have anything to report on. They always drag out Thomas Markle Sr. or Scammy or Thomas Markle Jr. Here they come. And the reason they do that is, number one, they want to rewrite the narrative. They want us to forget why Meghan, it has nothing to do with these people. They're depending on the public to have a short attention span, and even a shorter memory. That's what this is all about. On their smear campaign, I tell you one thing, they are on their job all the time, trying to smear Meghan with this man here. And he has done nothing since Meghan met Harry but to try to what is the word I'm looking for? Sabotage everything, everything of Meghan's. Her relationship, her children, the joy she had when she had her children, her wedding, everything. He has done everything to sabotage her. And so now, here he is showing up. When they don't have anything else, they bring out him. Or like I said, they bring out Junior or Scammy. I see where Dan Wooden was down in Florida and went by there and saw Scammy. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. Well, let's read the headline because all I did was take a screenshot. I am still in my petty mode. I don't want to give them the satisfaction of getting a click from me. So we're going to read what was front facing on their website because it's nothing but garbage. It's nothing but garbage wanting to paint Megan as the villain. They still on that narrative. Megan is horrible. She don't speak to her dad. She don't speak to her family. She cuts off all her family. That's why Harry is cutting off his family because Megan cuts her family off. That same old tired trope. Let's read it and then we'll discuss. It says exclusive. That right there, even they started out with a lie. When has Thomas Markle's Senior ever been exclusive anything? He talks to anybody who will that will slip him a buck or two. Okay, so that's a lie. The first word is a lie. Megan, he said, Megan's the one I want to hear from for my birthday. But here's why I know she won't call. Just weeks from his 80th birthday, a forlorn Thomas Markle sees no hope for reconciliation with his daughter. Well, if he don't have hope, why is he talking? If you don't have any hope, shut up. Not having any hope ain't never stopped him from talking. Thomas have not had a conversation with Megan for what, 5 or 6 years? And he wants new material. What did he ask for? What did the last thing he asked of Megan? He asked to have pictures taken together. He wanted pictures. And it's my understanding that in this article, from what I have been able to, to glean from some other people who were commented on the article, that he wants pictures of the children. So he would settle, he really want to see the children, but he would settle for a picture. I bet you would settle for a picture. I bet you would. Because, see, you really don't have anything else to sell. He has sold all the videotapes and all the pictures of Megan when she was little. He done went through that. The news media has all of that. He sold the letter, but he know he can't use the letter anymore because Megan won the lawsuit. So that's no use to him anymore. So he really just don't have anything. So now he is desperate to say he has had some kind of connection with Megan, and if he got a picture of Lily and Archie, oh my God, it's no telling what the Daily Fail or the Express. I would say mainly the Daily Fail, and maybe even the BBC would be in the bidding. If Harry and Meghan gave him a picture of those two kids, he would set up a website. My prediction is he would set up a website just to have an auction to auction off those pictures to the highest bidder. And you think Daily Fail and BBC and ITV and all those other tabloids, they would be right there bidding on them. Or the Daily Fair would offer him so much money he wouldn't even have to bother with the auction. One thing about Thomas Markle Sr., he knows how to find a dollar. He knows how to find a dollar. Him and Scammy and Junior. You remember Junior writing that letter pleading with Harry not to marry her. Where do y'all think that came from? It was already in motion to stop that wedding. With Dylan Howard and what's the other one's name? Jeff Jeffrey Rayner. They were my belief, allegedly. I believe Charles and William was at the helm of a plot to ruin Harry and Meghan's wedding. And why Meghan will not forgive Thomas Markle is because she know he participated in trying to ruin her wedding. They wanted her to call it off. Do you remember all the travesty that was going on prior to her wedding? It was awful. I felt so bad for Meghan. And this thing right here, who professed that he loves his daughter, participated in that. And how do I know that? He sit on Australian TV and confessed to it. He told us, I saw the words fall right out of his mouth. And what did Australia TV do? They hurried up and got rid of that. You can't find that. You can look up under every rock in Australia. You won't find that footage. But the Sussex Squad has it, and it was all over my timeline. It was all over my timeline on X, formerly known as Twitter. The Sussex Squad do not play about the receipts. Okay? But yeah, so it fell out of his mouth. See, they want us to forget all that. And Megan is such a horrible, horrible daughter, such a horrible, horrible person, such a narcissist who only think about herself and her poor daddy and had a stroke and he had a heart attack. I tell you what, if I had as many heart attacks and stroke as Thomas Markle, how in the world he 80? Now I have always been suspicious of everything that he said about his health. I have never known anybody who have a stroke. I saw the picture. TMZ had the pictures of him when he supposedly had a stroke now, and he's sitting up on the gurney, and they taking the picture as he goes out. Who took that picture? Was it Carolyn Graham? Because she is the one who went down there to befriend him. I think she got an apartment close to him or in the same complex or something like that. It was a big plan to shut the wedding down. But the only reason it went forward is because of three people. Meghan was going to marry Harry. Harry meant he was going to marry Meghan. And the Queen meant that they were going to marry each other. Because if the Queen had been on board, the Queen could have ordered Harry not to marry Meghan. But the Queen didn't do that. One thing about the Queen, She loved Harry. I really believe that the queen, the proper queen, loved Harry. The queen was the only place that Harry was shown a little love, that somebody loved him. And far as I can see, she is the only person who showed, physically showed that she loved him. Because love is not something that you can see, but it is an adjective. It is shown in your motion, it shows what you do. And the queen, when Harry asked to marry Meghan, she didn't hesitate. She didn't hesitate. When she knew Harry and them was in distress, she gave him Frogmore Cottage. The queen always, that whole thing about Charles want to see his grandchildren. The queen made sure she saw them. Why is it so difficult for him to see him when the queen made sure that she met Archie and Lilibet? And Archie, the queen took a picture with her and with Prince Philip and Mama Doria and Harry and Meghan. And I believe they had a problem with that because the queen ain't never took a picture with Kate and William and the babies, any of their babies after they were born. The queen had love for Harry, and Harry had a lot of love for the queen. And that's why that wedding went on, because the forces, it was dark forces that was really trying to ruin that wedding. And Thomas Markle was right there. And that's why Meghan cannot forgive him for that. And what has he done since then? Well, let's roll it back. Let's roll it back. Before Meghan came to the realization that her dad was all in with the dark forces that was trying to ruin her wedding, who was plotting against her. Meghan wanted to send somebody down there because she knew that the tabloids was down there that was going to try to bother her. I mean, bother him. So Harry and Meghan said they would send security down there to take care of him and make sure he got from Mexico to the UK. He stopped answering their phone calls. So Meg and them start texting. And then Megan was getting back texts that didn't sound like the way he spoke to her. Who you think that was? Because Megan said that in the text, when she would text her father, he would call her Megan. She said her father, all through her life, never called her Megan. He called her Meg. And her and Harry came to believe that it was someone else texting them back and forth. Who you think that was? My guess would be Carolyn Graham or Jeff Rayner. Or what's that other dude name? I wrote it down. Wait a minute. Uh, Dylan Howard. He actually sided with them. And I believe he got some money out of that because he just would be on board to destroy his daughter's wedding for the hell of it. because he professed that he loved her so much. And Megan said growing up, he was a good father. What could turn a father who has shown love for his daughter against her? I think it was money. I think this is my theory. This is what I believe. Allegedly, I'm going to put all those caveats on it. That money was coming from across the pond into Mexico. Because those people over there, they have a problem with classism and racism and xenophobia. And that's why they did not want that wedding to happen. And he helped them to try to destroy that wedding. Okay? And so that is the reason why. And Harry and them text him, just frantically was texting him, don't talk to the media, don't talk to the media. And while they was texting him, don't talk to the media, Thomas was out there out there with the photographers taking pictures, setting up pictures, not answering their phone calls, not answering their texts after they stopped texting after they figured out they weren't texting him. He had probably had gave his phone over to one of them. They was trying to get some information that they probably wanted to put in one of the tabloids. And also too, this name Dylan Howard, that name came up in the Trump trial. He used to be over there in the National Enquirer pulling dirty tricks. I think if we really knew what went on there, my belief that Charles, William were all involved in that, trying to shut that wedding down. Charles up there laughing and trying. They are something else. Look at how he looked at Megan on when he went there to get her to walk her the rest of the way down. And he had did some low down dirty stuff. But that's what they do. This is who they are. Megan said it best. They care about how things look instead of how things feel. They didn't care that Harry was happy and in love. They didn't care about that. All they cared about is how it looked. Him marrying that black girl, marrying that American. I really believe her being an American was more of an affront than the racism. They hate Americans. And then Willie, I know this is kind of a little detour. Willie out there with Taylor Swift. I saw somebody on Twitter say, doesn't he know she's American? She's an American pop star. And he just skinning and grinning. But they do not like Americans. And that's one reason why I have so much problems with the hate channels that are headed by Americans. But I digress. So Megan is supposed to have a relationship with a man who tried to ruin her wedding, who fell in with the crowd that tried to ruin her wedding. Then she writes him a letter. He leaks that. He leaks that. And then when she became When she went on Oprah and said that she was thinking about unaliving herself, he said he didn't believe it. This is the father right here. This is the father. His child that came from his loins said that she was credibly feeling, worried herself to be alone with her thoughts of unaliving herself. And he said he didn't believe it. He in turn created a YouTube channel to say all kinds of awful things about Meghan and Harry, calling Harry dumb, mocking him for his red hair. I think he said some disparaging things about Lily and Archie. This is what this man has done. He said on Australia television and said it's time for Meghan to take care of Daddy now. That's what he said. He allowed he fell in with his daughter Scammy. She got so many hate accounts on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter. She just got them back when Elon Musk took over X and made it X instead of Twitter, because she was banned. Her account suspended because of all the crap that she says. But yet and still, he chose that daughter instead of Megan. And look at Thomas Markle Jr. He has a YouTube channel where that's all he does is mock Megan, put on blackface, put on a false belly, pretend like it's a moon bump. Go on all of these hater channel content creators and spew all kinds of stuff. I saw him on there talking about Megan just should say she can't have children instead of pretending like she had her children. And Thomas Markle have done the same. And anytime they call, he comes when it comes to the UK media. He's on the TV screen. He's in the tabloids saying negative things or helping to paint Megan in a negative way. I'm gonna read something that Glow, one of my favorite YouTube, not YouTube, I'm sorry, X, my favorite X content creator, Glow Lee, wrote and put uh she posted it this morning. I saw it this morning. And I thought that is it in a nutshell right there. She says as follows. Here's a post. Can you see it? Glow. I love her. I love her. She has the ability to really put it all together. She said, because she was responding to this post where this person had said that they feel sorry for Thomas Markle Sr. He's an old man. Okay. This is what Glow says. Did you feel sorry for Megan when he set up a YouTube channel to trash his daughter and did interviews not just with a well-known TV personalities who have made it a life work to assassinate her character and incite hate and security issues for her, but also interviews with the Rangers on their anti-Meghan channels. That's Thomas Markle. Let's go on. Did you feel sorry for Meghan when he said on his now white YouTube video that he was Team Queen instead of Team Meghan, called Harry an idiot, and mocked him for having ginger hair while his grandchildren do too? That's Thomas Markle. Let's go on. Did you honestly think he doesn't present a he do you honestly think he's not presently a security risk to his daughter and his grandchildren if given access? Because he would tell them what he would be if Megan brought him into their homes. He would be telling them what their security code for their gate is, where security stations are, all kinds of stuff. He would definitely be a threat to their security. Let's go on to see what Glow said. Right thing, the right thing is to protect themselves and their children from him. Wish him well and keep their distance. Even give even giving him a photo of the children would be a risk. Because before the picture left Megan's hand or left her phone, he would have the Daily Fail on speed dial to sell it. To sell it. He wants a picture with him. He wants a picture with Harry and him and Megan. He wants a picture with the babies in his lap. He wants all of that. So he can sell it. He can sell it. And he said, she said, I'm side eyeing your expected standards for fatherhood because it seems it's way off. And if you feel this way, go and make up with Brian. I guess I don't know who Brian is, but Glow told her, if you feel that way, go make up with Brian. I don't know who Brian is, but Glow evidently do. That's Thomas Markle. Thomas Markle is a security risk. Thomas Markle is a man that his own son used to go to I think it was Thailand, and do inappropriate things to underage girls, allegedly. But his son said that. His son said it. I saw it in an interview. That's what Junior said. But I'm gonna put allegedly in there just in case. But I saw it. And I'm sure that the Sussex Squad has saw it too, other members. That's Thomas Markle. That's Thomas Markle. But yet and still, they try to paint him. Their agenda, their narrative is to make him into this feeble old man who's done nothing, and he paid Megan's college tuition. He made sure she had the best of everything, and now she doesn't want to have anything to do with him. She has come up, and now she don't want to have anything to do with him. That's what they want to do. Paint her as the old shrew and a villain, and just forget about all the stuff he done did. If it had been up to Thomas Markle, Archie nor Lily would be here, because they would have shut the wedding down with his help. That's Thomas Markle. But Megan is supposed to just forget all of that and hold him to her bosom, I guess. Megan says no. No more toxic parents for her. Megan pretty much said her goodbyes on Oprah. They just weren't listening. I was. Megan said, I have lost my father. I don't want to see Harry lose his. They don't want to accept it, but Megan told them. And if Megan is so horrible, why does she still have a relationship with her mother? They always saying that Megan wants to be white and she this and she that. Megan has always loved her mother. I believe Mama Dory probably got a guest house on that big estate over there. That's what I'm guessing. Because they want to keep her safe. And I don't blame them. Did y'all see? And this is a little, this is I mean, you have to be a real, a old squatter to remember this. You remember the newspaper had him going to Doria's house, put flowers and a card on her doorstep. You remember that? And they were filming him while he was doing that. And then they waited till Doria got home and filmed her looking at the flowers and the cards. Doria was so puzzled, showing where Doria lived, showing staking out her house. Put in the comments if you remember that little incident, because I do. That's Thomas Markle. Drove from Mexico, got out of his car with flowers and a card and put it on Doria's doorstep. Waited, the news media waited for her to come home, staked her house out, waited till she came home so they could have they could book in those two things of Doria picking up those flowers and that card. And Doria's face was so puzzled. Like, why is this piece of putting flowers at my door? That's Thomas Markle. He worked hand in glove with the media. He did that little ditty. Like I said, you have to be an old squatter to remember that one. Like I said, put in the comments if you remember that little ditty. He did that. And then he go around and lie and say he paid for Megan to go to Northwestern and all that kind of stuff. In court documents with the mirror, it was Megan testified that he paid portions of her tuition. Her mother paid some portions of her tuition. She had a job and she got some scholarships. Megan was so smart. She was really, really smart. So I'm not surprised she would not get some scholarships. But he wanted to take all the credit for raising Megan. Not saying he did not help in raising his daughter. Megan said he was a good father up until that point, but he got corrupted. When the rubber hit the road, he chose the road. That's what happened. He chose Scammy and Junior against Megan. And how different his life would have been if he had a chose Megan and not go along with that crap that Scammy was up to. Because it's been written that the minute that she found out that Meghan and Harry was dating, she was frantically trying to contact Meghan. She was just, Meghan's cell phone was on fire. She was burning it down, trying to get in contact with Meghan, just frantically, just so frantic. That's scammy. And to this day, that's all they do is plot and plan together. That's all they do. That's Thomas Markle. But somehow Megan is supposed to bring that into her life. I bet Megan didn't know about him going overseas and them little girls. Megan don't want that around her baby. She has a daughter. It's ridiculous. But it is something that we as the Sussex Squad has come to gotten used to, expect. That every time Megan and Harry go quiet, mind their own business, they pull this old rabbit out the hat. Soon Scammy will have an interview on Good Morning Britain. Scammy will come. No new information now. Megan ain't talked to her in 20 years, but she'll be on Good Morning Britain. Dan Woon doesn't have a show anymore. But they might drag him on GB News, but Dan Woon was the real one that used to drag out Junior a lot. He the one who name checked Byron. Oh, he name checked Byron. And Byron, I think Byron gained like 10 or 20,000 followers after that. I mean, subscribers. And Byron tickled me. Byron would play it over and over and over and over again. Oh, so funny. That is a classic. I don't care what nobody say. I love that. But just brace for it. And like I said, we have pretty much got used to it. But it's irritating every time it happens. That's why I said I had to meditate and set some positive confirmations. Because even though it's routine, it's to be expected, it's still irritating. I can't stand to see those people. And I didn't even really want to make this video about him, you know. When I just because he's not even worth that. It took me about 5 times to get to really get going with this video because I just, you know, he's so not worth my time. So why would you think he would be worth Megan's? All right, everybody, that is the read for today. Thank you for stopping by. If you hadn't subscribed, do. And hopefully we'll get some news, some good news from our faves soon, because I am so sick of these people. Thomas Markle Jr. I mean, well, Senior. Well, who cares? Either one makes me sick. All right, y'all. Bye.